Hello Curious and welcome back. Since Kanye had announced that they had separated, Ye had done everything to try and get the SKIMS founder back and repair their relationship. Though now it seems that any chances of that happening have gone out the window, as Kim Kardashian's quest to become a single woman is finally over, all after a judge has granted her request to end her marriage to Kanye West. This is something that the reality star has officially been wanting since December, and while the former couple still has many things to work out and settle on, what does being legally single mean in terms of divorce? Does this change anything for her? What conditions did the court grant in the most recent hearing? Is this a sign for Pete Davidson that there is no chance that he and Kardashian could ever tie the knot? And how has Ye reacted to it all? Stay with us until the very end to find out all the latest news, but before we continue, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscription button so you are always up to date with the hottest gossip from the entertainment world. As many of you might already know, Kim Kardashian had filed for divorce from Kanye at the start of 2021, though it was only in December of that year that Kardashian's lawyers had actually filed an official request with the court for her to be recognized as legally single. And so, on Wednesday, March 2nd, the wish had come true as a judge had granted her request to end the marriage. And so, officially and legally, the surname West has been dropped from her surname. According to the media reports, the hearing took place via a video call, and while Ye himself was absent, he had 3 conditions. Speaking of their divorce, if you want to know what could be at stake, check out our previous video by clicking on the link above. But for now, stay with us to find out what the conditions proposed by the rapper were. According to reports, Ye's lawyer had no objections to restoring Kim's single status. However, it was reported that amid this, he did have 3 conditions to make that happen. One of them was that any right to get reimbursement money that's supposed to be divided up will be preserved in case one of them loses their life. That was the condition that the judge had granted. The other 2 were rejected, and those were that Kim would not transfer any assets she had in trust, and that if she remarries, she would waive the marital privilege. And that latter means that any new spouse would have to testify about communications he had with her, most likely here referring to court cases regarding West. At the end of the hearing, Kim had to answer a series of questions, which are known as the prove-up. Those included if there are any problems in the relationship, as well as if she thinks that the marriage can be saved with counselling. As the reporters had commented, to those the reality star responded with yes and no respectively. As for Kanye, sources close to the rapper have told TMZ that he also wanted a divorce to be granted and that he now is also legally single, but things haven't gone as peacefully as the reality star might have wanted. He has already been through 4 divorce lawyers, and according to the publication, he has dropped the 4th one as allegedly there was little communication between the lawyer and client, making the working relationship difficult. Especially West's ever-changing mind of wanting and not wanting the divorce to go through, which most certainly have not made things easy. According to media reports, Kanye has also been asking to have their prenuptial agreement to be thrown out. However, what's included in the document has not officially been made public. The Radar has reported that they managed to get their hands on such documents, which included lots of sums of money and legal jargon. According to the reports, when it comes to property brought, the person who made the purchase would get to keep it, and it stated that allegedly no joint purchases were made. As per Radar, the time that it was drafted, the pair only had 1 child, and where childcare is concerned, it stated that in the event of a separation or marriage dissolution, such parties' obligations to support any child of the parties shall be determined and governed under the law of the state of California. But when it comes to West allegedly wanting to have it thrown out of the window, according to the publication, the reason for it is that he wants to delay the divorce further. Though given that now the judge has made their decision, maybe things will be sped up in one way or another. But how does Kim feel about all this? Well, according to sources that spoke with people, she is in a happy place right now in her life, and it took her months to get to where she is. They added that everyone is glad to see her genuinely happy. Though, what exactly does the aforementioned term legally single mean, and what is its function? According to an NYC attorney that spoke with Insider about this, Kim is the first known high-profile person to ever use the phrase legally single in divorce-related court proceedings. This was a move she had made because Kanye ignored her initial filing. In those documents, it was revealed that she asked for this so that it would be a way to divide the divorce into two parts. One for legally defaulting to her maiden name and legally being seen as single, and that is the one that has been settled. The second hearing will be to settle any assets the two have, as well as figure out child custody. However, we do not know when the second part will be resolved. So in other words, this will allow Kim to move on with her single life, such as possibly seeking marriage of someone else, while the other details of the divorce will be worked out. And this has had many people wondering if maybe this was because she wanted to take the next step in her relationship with Pete Davidson, especially as in December, things were heating up between them. These speculations were further amplified during the season finale of Peacock's Paris in Love, when Kim turned to her friend Paris ahead of her wedding and said, "I need a favor. Are you going to throw the bouquet? Just look at me." If you want to know more about Hilton's wedding and whether she used it just as a business venture, then be sure to check out our previous video by clicking on the link above. But for now, make sure to stay with us to find out if Kim has any plans to tie the knot with Davidson. Later on, Nikki Hilton added to the fire when she shared a small tidbit from the day during an interview with Extra. Speaking with reporters, she had said that during the wedding, Kim had joked that she was going to catch the bouquet. Despite Hilton stating that the Keeping Up with the Kardashians fan was joking, some fans had taken it as a sign that possibly there would be another wedding in the family on the horizon. But what about Kimmy? Well, here we don't know for sure. As many of you will surely know, Kim was previously married 3 times, and while she often joked about it herself, such as the wedding of one of her friends, she joked by saying, "I haven't really figured out this marriage thing myself, so I don't know what kind of advice you think I'm gonna give you guys tonight." So while she most certainly has a good sense of humor about the situation, she might not necessarily want to jump into another marriage, now or ever. It would even be possible that now she would rather focus on her children as well as her law career, rather than worry about organising another wedding for herself. Though for the time being, according to sources close to Pete Davidson, both of them are taking things slow. Speaking with Hollywood Live, the source had said that the comedian is being careful and taking things very slow, as to him this is the most important relationship and he doesn't want to screw it up. And more previously, sources close to the reality star had said that a relationship with a guy like Pete who makes her laugh is something that she needs after Kanye. None seemed to really touch the topic of should they take this further to the altar, though it could be argued that it was still the early days. The one person who thinks the two most certainly need to get married is Rob Kardashian's ex, Adrienne Bailon, who had commented on the Behind the Velvet Rope with David Yontef podcast that being with a guy that makes her laugh and that she really likes is a good reason to get married. Though of course, in the end, it will be Kardashian that will make the final decision. So at this moment, anything could happen. Though speaking of Kim and weddings, if you want to know more about her past relationships, then be sure to check out our previous video by clicking on the link above. But how has Kanye West reacted to all this? While we don't have an official reaction from Ye about Kim being legally single, his latest music video has shocked many, and some see it as a retaliation. What happened? Well, in the new music video for West's new song Easy, the visual shows a claymation figure that resembles Davidson being kidnapped with a bag over his head, be tied up, and then buried up to his neck. But then things take a darker turn as it shows the artist standing holding the head in his hands while rapping, "God saved me from that crash just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass." And as you can imagine, such a scene had some people worried. But how had Kim reacted? While Kardashian herself had not openly made a statement about it, and neither has Pete, a source close to her family spoke with Hollywood Live. They revealed that the reality star and her entire family are absolutely disgusted by it, and that the rapper has just reaffirmed to the world why Kim had left him in the first place and why she is better off without the dark cloud hanging over her head. Further on, they want to add that he is not setting a good example when North can go on his Instagram and see a video of him murdering her mother's boyfriend. In the end, Kanye showed his true colors to the world. She is done making excuses for him. So now it seems that Kim can finally move on with her private life, while the splitting assets side of the divorce is being sorted out, which sources claim should in theory be easy due to the prenup. But what do you think Kardashian's next move would be? Do you think she'll marry Pete? Or is she done with standing at the altar for the rest of her life? In your opinion, will Kanye retaliate some more in the coming days over the decision? And what do you think about his latest music video? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.